What have the results been like?
It's bonkers, man. It's gone off the chart to the point I almost wouldn't believe it. Honestly, more than doubled in size as on the top line, and now almost 50% of that revenue is attributed to emails. I think my favorite thing about working with you guys is that amount of trust. Is um, you've proven yourself, so it's you guys run with stuff.
All right. Hello, everybody. Today I am here with Jeff. Jeff, if you could please introduce yourself and just tell us a little bit about your brand, your role, all that sort of stuff.
Yeah. So my name's Jeff. I'm with Dolce Superfoods, kind of head of all the stuffs, for lack of a better term. Wear quite a few hats over there, both on financial, for the marketing side of things. Superfoods company. We bring in great ingredients and get them in the hands of everybody out there looking for super pure, good organic superfoods.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yeah, no, it's been great working with you for almost. We started almost in January when we first launched. We had a little bit of a break, and then we started doing full management for you guys, and the results have been crazy ever since. So, um, before we kind of stepped in, what was the kind of email marketing looking like for you? Like, how was the setup? How are the results? All that sort of stuff.
Yeah, so I inherited kind of what was in place, and it wasn't overly robust by any means. I knew there had to be something more to get out of it. Some of my skill sets are not in any kind of the creative side of things, or understanding that. I know to put the
Yeah.
right people in place is is what needed to be done. That's kind of where I found you guys. Honestly, I found you guys through something like people are probably seeing this. I took a little bit of a leap of faith. I liked some of the stuff you're saying. Set up a call with you. You took a look at stuff, and it was kind of okay. Let's see if you can put your money where your mouth is, and then the rest is history. Honestly, since
Yeah.
we started. I don't know if you have those numbers on hand. If you want to whip off some of them, because it's pretty impressive from the get go.
Yeah, no, I mean, totally from the very beginning, from when like the before, from when you guys started till now, where you guys are at, like in the same time period, like it's pretty drastic. So, and then just so I got it, you knew that when you came in, when you started coming in and running everything, you knew that the email marketing system that you guys had at the moment really was kind of like lackluster, like it wasn't properly set up. So that's why you guys were kind of seeking it out. Would that make sense?
That makes total sense. I just knew there was more to it, even if
Yeah,
there, if it was, call it not necessarily like set up incorrectly, if you will. It just wasn't being utilized. There was so
yeah,
much potential I knew that we were missing out on, and I didn't know how to do it.
yeah, yeah. No, that totally makes sense. So, I mean, obviously going into the company and seeing everything and how it's all managed, all that sort of stuff. Obviously, there's so many different hats or so many different levers you could pull. Why was email marketing so one of the main ones you wanted to pull when you first came in?
Because I read, I watch, I listen. I know there was something there, and it was something that we were ignoring.
Yeah,
It's such a huge look. I mean, we're an online business. Like everything is, online. So how do we get in front of people's,
yeah,
eyeballs? And I didn't think the attention was there. I'll be, completely transparent. I didn't believe really in 100% in the email side of things. It was
ah,
whether it was paid social, whether it was, Google ads. That's where I thought we had to be. Um, but I'm also I've been wrong in the past, and I was willing to give you guys a chance. And there's clearly a lot of attention still being paid to email.
yeah, yeah. No, totally. I mean, that's like the biggest mistake that most brands make is that they put all their focus on the paid ads and just leave the email marketing behind. So I'm glad you took that leap of faith with us here. So going from having just a few flows set up, bringing in probably like 10% of your guys' monthly revenue, to now using our email flows and also us doing the full management for you. What have the results been like?
It's bonkers, man. It's gone off the chart to the point I almost wouldn't believe it. Honestly, if you had told me 8 or 9 months ago that this is where we'd be at, that we're bringing in. First of all, we've more than doubled in size as on the top line, and now almost 50% of that revenue is attributed to emails from down from what 10-12% up to well over 40% of our revenue is directly related to the email campaigns.
Yeah, no, it's been amazing. It's been your guys' accounts definitely, we're absolutely crushing, and that's why we're continuously doing what we're doing, adding in more, tweaking out what we need to tweak out, but still keeping the fundamentals the same and just consistently hitting that email list there. So then, obviously, since joining, what are some wins or milestones that you guys had achieved? Like, if you guys had any specific goals that we helped you guys to hit this year so far, if we're still going for those goals, like how are we kind of helping you kind of move the company forward?
Yeah, I mean, some of those just mental goals of getting to, like, when I took over, I really wanted to get that, just that first time. Hey, can we get to 100K a month in revenue? Is that,
Mm-hmm.
that would be a big milestone. Now, if we didn't hit 100K, it would be like, what the heck? Is the world coming to an end? And that's over the
Yeah.
course of a year's time. It's now my mindset is how do we get to 500,000 a month? And,
Yeah.
that's that next goal. So we crushed those numbers and we did it, pretty quick, all while keeping, margins in check. It's still, the math still works out on this making sense.
Yeah, no, I'm glad, we're able to help you guys do that. And obviously, looking at that 500,000 per month, that's the goal. That's the goal for us to get you, for us to help you guys get there. Perfect, man. So I just have two more questions. So what's one piece of advice you have for clients to get the most out of our services?
But do it. I mean, the risk versus reward is very lopsided. I think what you guys are doing, the amount of just the results that you're getting, especially on, I mean, like I said, putting your money in your mouth, is that our first agreement. I mean, you were guaranteeing results, or your money back, which is
Yeah.
really what kind of hooked me at first, and now the trust is just there. And I think moving forward, I think my favorite thing about working with you guys is that amount of trust. Is you've proven yourself, so it's you guys run with stuff. I'm not looking over your shoulder. I'm not finding stuff that, like, listen, guys, like, and if there ever was, in the very beginning, some of the open rate stuff, I wasn't happy with. That's
Yeah.
no secret. What did you guys do? You don't get your feelings hurt to say, like, yeah, there was some issues. We need to adjust, and we need to figure out why that is. And now our open rates are incredible.
Insane now. Yeah,
Yeah,
they're so
so
good.
it's just a great working relationship with kind of mutual respect and trust both ways. And it's an
Yeah.
easy it really takes the burden off me. It's an easy thing, from management to work with.
I'm super glad about that. And I wanted to touch a little bit on that as well, just because in the very beginning, one common thing that obviously brands are super kind of iffy on is, an agency coming in, seeing how can we make sure that the tone of voice is good, how can we make sure the overall like design is good, all that sort of stuff. How was your kind of like first initial thoughts when we first started working together? Like how did were we able to hit the nail on the head? Like what was that kind of like for you?
Yeah, it fit our brand really well. That voice. I think you guys are funny. I even kind of chuckle sometimes when I get the emails in my inbox. Because you said I won't. A lot of times with which says a lot for you guys. I won't even approve. I'll give you guys blanket approval just so
Yeah.
that you've earned that trust. So sometimes when I actually get my own emails, I'm seeing them for the first time,
Yeah.
and
Yeah. Yeah.
and I like them. I don't cringe or anything like that. So
Yeah.
that's huge to be able, a brand that my name's behind, that I can, trust you guys to put out to represent our brand like you do.
Yeah, no, of course, of course. Well, perfect, Jeff. Well, I'm glad. We're just gonna continue crushing for you. I mean, so far this year, since managing it all in April, I believe we've done, what is it, like 279,000 till since now, and we have Q4 coming up too, so that we already have everything for Q4 planned. So we're absolutely gonna crush it for you. Appreciate you for taking the time, man. Peace.
Absolutely, man. Great working with you, and look forward to a much longer relationship. We'll see you.
Of course.